Unfair builds for Wrath of the Righteous. For companions, the first in line that we're gonna do today is Seelah. Have in mind that if it works for unfair, it will work on all other difficulties as well. But I'm here to make the best possible build for Seelah. That's gonna be valid from level 1 to level 20 along with all mythic pots. So let's begin with our Paladin. This, what you can see here, would be the end game stats, attributes, attack, damage, and so on for Seelah. As you can see, armor, saves, everything is absurdly high. And now let me show you how I did it, how it was valid, and how it will work on unfair. The first thing we're gonna talk about are skills and what you need for Seelah. The most important thing that you need on Seelah is Knowledge World. After that, it's Persuasion and Trickery. Opt in for what you need the most compared to the team you're gonna play with, and of course, it also depends on your main character too. But for me personally, this is the best that you can extract out of Seelah. Now let's check Seelah's inventory quickly. What you want for a helmet, I placed Mental Perfection because of the DLC and so on, but that ain't important. The good helmet for Seelah is the helmet that gives armor class. Alright, when you find a helmet that gives armor class, that's the one you wanna put on Seelah. Very good goggles for Seelah would be those that give attack and damage rolls against outsiders, or better to say, against demons. Basically what you want for goggles, anything that can boost her damage a bit. With Amulet, it's a no-brain, you always gonna take natural armor, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 as you make progress. For Cape, you will want Cloak of Resist from plus 1 to plus 5, 6, 7, depends if you play DLC or not, but it doesn't matter. You want saves. Simple as that. For the first ring, you'll always want a Ring of Protection, from plus 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and onwards. For other ring, I placed Ring of Evasion. If you like some other ring, place it, see how it works, especially if you play on unfair, but I believe this is the best ring that you can put on Seelah. For bracers, again, everything that's gonna give some extra damage against demons is good to have. As far as armor goes, heavy armor, full plates, make sure they're adamantine or mithril, from plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as you make progress. This one is very good for under armor, heavy fortification. Before that, you can find some that gives resists or something similar to it. Belt, by far the best belt is Venerated Champion with Constitution and saving throws. Before that one, you want belts that give attributes, strength, constitution, dexterity. For gloves, I placed spell resist on Seelah. At the start, it really doesn't matter that much, because you know that you won't find that many items in the first 2 acts, so put what's best and most expensive on her. For boots, again, boots are late game, boots are just missing in a game. Place anything that's gonna raise up defenses, saves, freedom of movement maybe, or something like that. As far as weapon goes, Seelah was made to use Radiance. You'll upgrade Radiance as you move through the campaign. There's nothing to say about it, just play with Radiance. You can find Radiance in the tutorial area after the puzzle, as you all know by now. Shields. You can use heavy shields, medium shields, and tower shields. My recommendation is heavy shields only. Basically, you want a shield with the highest armor class as possible as you make progress. With quick items, Arodan's Wrath, once you find it, you want to give it to Seelah immediately because of the smite. And I also gave her 10 card of the Free Spirit, so she can summon stuff. Summons are good as distraction, especially early on, and this one you can find it very early. Now we're gonna talk about Seelah's Mythic Path. Okay, quickly. The first thing you wanna take is No Brain, Less Stand, and nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. And that counts for every character there is in a game, but first one is less stand. On the second Mythic Path level, you're gonna take Mythic Toughness. On the third one, you're gonna take Inspirational Leader. Why? Because you want initiative and you want saving throws for your entire team. On your fourth Mythic Path, you wanna take Improved Critical Longsword because you play with Radiance. On fifth Mythic Path, you're gonna take Thundering Blows. Why? Seelah likes to miss a lot, especially on unfair. And this is a 100% guarantee that you'll always deal at least some damage of doing none. Alright, what's very important also here, it happened to me personally that more than 300 times enemies were left on a quiver of health, 2 HP, 3, 6, 10. This is the thing that kills them. Even when everyone miss, this shit will kill them. For Mythic level 6, you want weapon focus on a longsword, again because you play with Radiance. Raptured Restraints on Mythic level 7, that's gonna be I think around in Alushinira in Act 4, and that's when it's really the most important for Act 4, 5, 6 and DLC. Very simple. You cannot be frightened, dazed, sick, shaken, staggered, nauseated, stunned, paralyzed, confused. It's extremely good, especially since she's got some crazy good saves. Enemies won't pass those saves often, and when they do, she won't get hurt for 3 times in a row. Mythic Resolve, I took it because there is nothing better than it, okay? Same can be said about Mythic Reflex and what was else? Mythic Fortitude. If you don't plan to play with a mythical beast later on, you will want to take Resolve, Reflex and Fortitude Mythic. Destructive Shockwave is also extremely good, so make sure you take it as the last thing because you want to fight Arilu and actually hit her, because Seelah is just, she cannot hit Arilu, simple as that. As far as this one goes, I took it because I played with a horse. Now maybe you want to play with a weapon bond, item bond, instead of your bond with your pet, okay? If you ask me what's better, I would say weapon bond is better. Definitely better than a mythical beast. So make sure that if you don't want to play with a pet, that you change this mythical beast for some of the things I already told you about. This would be the final stats. You can pause and check them out. There's nothing to explain here. We got the class. Now this is the most important thing, okay? Seelah comes like this. When you meet her for the first time in those caves in a tutorial area, she comes with a shield focus, and the game automatically tells you you will use Seelah with a shield, okay? And the next level you're gonna get is from a paladin. You'll receive Lay on Hands and you're gonna receive Divine Grace. We push on towards the third level, where I took Shake It Off. It's extremely important to have Shake It Off on a third level on every bloody unit on your team to raise those saving throws, not only for Seelah. When you take Shake It Off team feat, make sure you take it on everyone. She's also gonna get the first aura. The first mercy I picked was Fatigued, remove fatigue. And why? Very simple, when you traverse the world, everyone gets tired. Seelah removes fatigue, alright? And you can keep playing instead of resting. You don't waste time. And she receives Divine Health, immunity to diseases, poisons, and so on. Now, she's gonna receive Channel Positive Energy, which is not that important, maybe for early game, but she won't be doing it, to be honest, and Smite Evil additional use. This is the time when she receives the first spell. Alright, now let's see the first spell. The first spell you want to learn is Veil of Heaven. It lasts 10 minutes per level, it's extremely useful. You want to activate that the moment when you start your dungeon crawling. And that's all I can say about it. do not trigger Veil of Heaven again. Keep it as an active buff. Back to... where were we? Level 5. For level 5, you will take Toughness. She's also gonna get Animal Companion, but that's when you pick whether you want a weapon bond, item bond, or companion bond. This is your choice. I took an animal and I believe that the other one is better, because I played with both. That's why I'm saying it. For this one, she receives one spell level 2. The spell that you're gonna learn is Aura of Greater Courage. Again, it lasts 10 minutes per level. Activate it the moment when you activate Veil of Heaven and play. That's it. Do not touch them. Keep them as active buffs. Next is... where were we? 6. Mercy. Staggered. Remove Stagger. Why? Because that's the moment when you need to take it, trust me. 7. Heavy Armor Focus, +1. Smite Evil, additional use. 8. She receives her 3rd spell. And the most important one would be Angelic Aspect. No doubt you trigger Angelic Aspect combined with Greater Courage and Veil of Heaven. Now we were here. 8. And she also receives Aura of Resolve. Alright. Improved Critical Longsword on 9. Mercy, remove Exhausted. Why? That's when you are in Act 2, Act 3, and then you want to exhaust your entire team, enter the map, remove exhaustion from everyone with Lay on Hands, and you play without resting. Very important. Plus, you already know that there are some enemies that can fatigue and exhaust you some enemy spells. It can be useful. 10. Additional Smite. 11. Now, after you do 11 and you receive Mark of Justice, this is the time when we start multi-classing. Alright, for 11, I took Missile Shield. Now, you gotta have one thing in mind. I took Missile Shield because I was playing Aeon Inquisitor. We won't take Missile Shield if you don't play someone that can share team feats like my Aeon could. Alright. What you want for Seelah, and what's extremely important for Seelah, is outflank and precise strikes. So you can switch Heavy Armor Focus and Missile Shield for precise strikes and outflank. Alright, so it's gonna be Shake It Off if you don't play with Aeon. It's gonna be Shake It Off, precise strikes, and outflank on 11 instead of these two. That's how it looks like. If you do play like this, like I did, okay, if you can share these team feats, then it's Missile Shield. One of the greater things about Aeon Tactical Leader is that you can share those team feats. You cannot, so make sure that you switch these two. After we receive Mark of Justice, which is a great spell, you ram it up on an enemy and everyone deals damage to that marked enemy. On level 12, we are taking Stalwart Defender because of defensive stance. How does it work with defensive stance? Basically, you put blade barriers, for example, I don't know, with Diran. You put Seelah in front. Imagine there's a door. You trigger defensive stance. No one passes. She tanks everything. You're gonna apply bluer, displacement, all of those defensive buffs, okay, that you can grab. And she's gonna tank, and they're gonna receive damage. She's gonna survive for a long time because of the less stand do and the highest armor class, high saves, and so on and so forth. That's how you play this. So I said when we reach 11, on 12 we're taking Stalwart. And now we are pushing on till we reach Aura of Righteousness. So what I did, that will be 12. Now it's 13. For 13 we take Blind Fight on Seelah. At that time she's gonna learn Mercy Curse to remove Curse with Lay on Hands, because there are some enemies that can curse you. It's useful. On 14 she gets her other aura, Aura of Fate. Additional Smite Evil. 15 is gonna be Critical Focus as a feat. You're gonna learn to remove Paralyze with Mercy. 16 Paladin, Smite Evil, and we reach 17. I took Boon Companion. You don't have to, okay, if you play with a weapon bond. You can take, as I said, Reflexes, Fortitude, Will resists, or you can take Team Feat if your main character has it, back to back, or Seize the Moment. They're all good. Alright, you can have back to back, Seize the Moment. So how it's gonna look like? It's gonna look like Shake It Off. This is gonna be Precise Strikes, Outflank, back to back, Seize the Moment, or Seize the Moment, back to back. Alright. Once she has her Aura of Righteousness is when we gonna transfer and put points into Fighter. Why? Because it's free feat. Alright. And for that free feat you wanna take Weapon Focus on a long sword, because again she plays with Radiance. That will be level 18. No, that will be level 19. We put one over here. That will be level 18 here, 17 in Paladin, 18 Stalwart, level 19 is a longsword, level 20 you see Precise Strike over here. Add something else, add Lightning Reflexes or something like that, you know, to raise her saves even further if you want to, and she receives Bravery for free. That would be skills for Seelah. Let's see if we missed something. Ah yeah, abilities. I can hover over all of these abilities and you can pause and check it out during the video. This is from those perma attribute upgrades. Okay, from those books that you can read. You should not use them on your main character, because he's gonna receive +2 to everything if you play properly. So you give it to companions. Again, from the book, +2 to strength. Before that it was +2 to constitution. This is what my Aeon gives to the team. You don't need to look at that unless you play Aeon. All the feats that we learned, we already passed through all of that. And the trade comes from the race. Seelah's Spellbook and what you should use. Alright, this would be the things that you need for Seelah. Veil of Heaven, Stunning Barrier before entering the fight, Divine Favor before you enter the fight. Bless is not needed at all, this is just forget about it. You'll have other characters to do that. If not, then do it with Seelah. And Bless Weapon. Here, extremely important Lepertils armor. Protection from Chaos Evil. and Bestow Grace. On the third one, Angelic, Archonzora, and a Greater Magic Weapon. On fourth, Holy Sword is the best one, followed by Angelic Aspect Greater and Eagle Soul. How do we play Seelah? Early on, we use Veil of Heaven. Early mid-game, we use Aura of Greater Courage, Veil of Heaven, displacements, bluers, heroism, and so on and so forth from other characters applied on Seelah. Mid-game, we start using Angelic Aspect. Late mid-game, we start using Holy Sword on your main damage dealer, whether it's your main character, Arushali, Regal, it doesn't matter, you wanna apply on that type of character. Mega late game, we trigger before entering a stronger fight or a boss fight, it doesn't matter. In this order, Veil of Heaven, Aura of Greater Courage, Effortless Armor, Angelic Aspect Greater, this is mega late game I'm talking about, Divine Favor, Stunning Barrier, you trigger Shielding Friend, you put Blessed Weapon on everyone that deals damage, like Regal, like Arushali, Vendua, Glenn, and so on. You can cast your summons with Tankard. And if you can, you'll apply Eagle Soul. Do not forget to use Mark of Justice and mark the enemy you want to kill or a boss. Very good thing I'm using on my shield is Dark Aura. Those would be all spells you need to play Seelah properly. She also has the spell Magic because of Radiance. Don't forget about it, it's very good to cast on enemies. At the end, basically, you want to bar exits with Seelah, you want enemies to focus Seelah, you want her first in a fight, behind like summons or, I don't know, close to the doors, behind Blade Barrier, alright, that's where you want Seelah and nowhere else. Seelah should always attack the character, enemy that's attacked by all other companions. That's when she starts dealing damage. That would be all for Seelah.